Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, and it is 10 things we hate about live performances. Not live gigs, but rather performances, what you might see on stage, what we might see in the crowd, what you've taken in over the years of gig going. And we've got a great history between us of bands and shows. Of course, we've done 10 things we love. Go check that out for some positivity. Now it's for some negativity. I'll get us started with a really obvious one. It's so fucking obvious it shouldn't even be said. When the sound is shit, that's it. It's when like the PA system's crap or the band isn't on form, vocals are a bit piss poor, guitars are muddy, bass can't be heard, drums are too loud. That's a common one. But yeah, just simply that when you paid money for live performance, and I mean, I guess we're going to highlight a venue that can be so hit and miss, the Forum. We've had experiences that are brilliant, experiences that are terrible. Yeah.
Yep, no, it's an obvious one. So obvious I didn't put it on my list, but you're right. So I'm going to get a couple of my normal ones out of the way. So the first one is just the unhappy band thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing worse than hearing a band complaining about how hard touring is, how they are, how tough it is to keep writing music. We know it's tough and it fucking sucks, but we are the paying fans. We're not the ones hurting you. You know, the live shows are a moment of connection with you, and during that, we want to think you're happy being there with us, not that we're a burden.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. We've discussed it long and led to many different videos, and it is just one that makes you go, oh, really, guys? All right, I'm going to show my age here, but bear in mind, I only have one working ear, and it's been thrashed to shit over the years. But when it's just too fucking loud, famously, I've only left one gig in my life because it was too loud. It was Chimera at Islington Academy, and it was just like I got pain in my one working ear and was like, I can't. No. But yeah, when you've just gone, we want to be heavily, so let's just turn the PA system up even louder, and it's just a mesh. It kind of ties in this shit sound, but it's when it's just too fucking loud, and you're like, guys, just not 11, 10, you know?
Yeah. Yep, agreed. So where do we go now? Putting your phones away.
Ha!
This is an odd one, because I agree with the sentiment, right? This is more from the band perspective. It's not about the fans. But I just don't really think I agree with bands trying to enforce this notion of no phones at a gig or getting angry with people who are picturing them or anything like that. And I get like there are people in there, you know, who have iPads and are trying to film the whole show, and they're absolute cunts for doing so. But for a lot of people, being there is a bit of a dream come true, and you know, a chance for a quick pick or a 30-second video that you can look back at the next day or a year later or a month later, or maybe you want to go home and show your friend or your daughter or your son or whatever it might be. You know, it's all part of the package and part of the memory. You know, so yeah, I don't know how you ever police it. I wish they could find a way to stop people doing it for an extended amount of time. But this notion of I'm going to see a band and they're not going to let me take a picture of them, I find completely wrong.
Yeah, we've discussed this at length in another video, didn't we? It came up around the Perfect Circle time when they had the whole ban on gigs and stuff. And it's one night, like I say, we kind of support, but then there's extremes, and that seems to be the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Lazy and uninspired headline shows. And when I think of that, like, and talking about, right, so you've been given a headline slot at a festival, bring it, fucking bring it. And not every band does. And one I go to as my go-to, are you fucking kidding me? Particularly after what people promised me and told me. It was Rob Zombie at Bloodstock 2015, where it's like, oh, cool, you've got some prints of horror people and you're dancing a lot on stage. You're the headliner. You're Rob Zombie. Aren't you supposed to bring a show? Oh, did you not want to tonight? Was it like, nah, Bloodstock doesn't deserve that. This crowd doesn't deserve that. No. Yeah, fuck that. Bring it. You're a headliner. You're the last thing people are potentially seeing. Not just for the weekend in some cases, but some people only come for the day. They've come for you. Yeah.
Agreed. So pit instructions. I get real fucking annoyed when I keep getting told what to do in a pit. I don't mind being told once here and there. Don't get me wrong. If somebody goes, let's separate the crowd. Yeah, the one that will always come to mind is Rob Flynn constantly sailing me to circle pit over and over again. He's a
demanding motherfucker, isn't he?
Yeah, like 7 times in one song. Circle pit, fucker, circle pit. So we circle pit, and then we all stop after a few minutes because we want to watch. And he's like, "No, circle pit again." And it's just like, dude, we just circle pitted. We're tired, Rob. He's like, do it again, Brendan, do it again. So yeah, I just find it really, really stupid. It's like, for fuck's sake, we pick when we want to. That's what it is. We don't always want to run around in circles either. Sometimes we just want to stand there, squash in, push each other a little bit, and actually watch what we paid the fucking money to.
Yeah.
Problem with running in a circle is that for 50% of that circle, I'm looking at the back of the fucking room.
You're not seeing much because you're also trying to watch your feet and you're trying to watch who's in front of you and behind you. There's not much band interaction going on there, is there? What is the worst show you've ever been to? Do you remember the worst show you've ever been to?
I don't know. I'm on the spot. Well,
while you're thinking, mine is 2008, and it's highlighted specifically because we left after 2 songs, and in the time, 3, because I went to the toilet after the second song, and I came back. My wife was like, "You ain't gonna believe what just fucking happened." The Berserker came out in the underworld and were so shit and so muddied and so terrible. And I didn't really know this band at that point as well. And I do kind of like them on record, but it was wank. And the front man seemed like all he wanted to do was fight. Like he seemed like, oh my God, dude, calm down, like chill. And I went to the toilet and was like, yeah, look, let's sack this off. Let's just go back to the pub. Went to the toilet and came out more. I was like, he just started the fight with the security guard. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, started a fight with the security guard. And it was like, oh, well, this sounds like a great band to be around.
Yeah.
I've considered it the worst gig I've ever been to. And I've been about bad ones as well after that. But like Berserker 2008, always remember. Terrible live performance.
Yeah, I can't even think. I don't know if it's an affliction of not been to a concert for almost a year now. But every concert I think of, like in my head, like they were all the best thing ever. I'll have to come back on it. I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
So kind of following on from my pit instructions, but very much dedicated to the hardcore kind of crowd and the pit, and that's like not so much the pitting instruction, but the bands encouraging people to come forward and punch each other. I want everyone to fight in. It's that shit. I fucking hate that shit. I hate hardcore pits anyway. But it's even worse when what we saw at the New Cross Inn, where we see Billy Bio and a few local bands kind of tear it up, and you're thinking like, if you're a small band here, there's a reasonable crowd in here, and everyone's just down at the back. No one wants to be anywhere near you because you've got 2 dickheads, and it's not like the crowd are trying to stop them. Sorry, the band are trying to stop them. The band are encouraging it, going, "Go on, keep going, do it more. I'm going to come down there and kick a little bit too." And it's like, do you not realise that you've alienated the whole fan base here?
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, so it's a blemish on that. What was an incredible show of bands for us as well.
Yeah.
So your black metal band, you booked for a festival. You know what really doesn't work for you, as is always going to guarantee you basically going to have a piss poor performance? It's 2 PM on a sunny day. Get out there with your corpse paint in 20 minutes. Do your evil shit. I don't think I've seen many good black metal bands in the fucking height of day at festivals.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It is.
With all their demon connections, they could block the sun out or something.
I always think of one specific band that I really like and absolutely sucked because it was so hot that day as well. And it was 1349. And it was so fucking hot on that day. I remember standing there with Lou and just being like, this is just not working. Like they're up there, corpse paint, fucking big leather things with spikes. And it's like, sun's baking you to fucking oblivion. You're like, this ain't working, guys.
There's a little sparrow sitting on his shoulder. Just doesn't work. Oh God, where am I? Right, stripped back shows. This notion of being stripped back. This notion of, there are occasions where this is cool. Like if you've seen a band like 20 or 30 times, and then they go, "I've got to do a one-off stripped back show," an acoustic performance or something like that. Or like you said, we're going to go back to a club tour or something like that. That's kind of cool. But for the most part, I think they just kind of suck. The idea of I'm going to go here and I'm going to see a stripped back performance, where it's going to be all acoustic or no show or anything like that because we're trying to keep it real. And so I don't really want you to keep it real, man. I want the whole fucking works. I want electric. Well, I want electric. Yeah. Electricity. Pump some electricity through your instruments. I want some fucking performance. I want some shows. So for the most part, I find the whole notion of this stripped back show to be pretty disappointing.
Have you ever been to one?
I've seen sections of ones, like I've never been to a full one now, but they've been like, I don't know, say for example, Tourist Ass, the encore of that, where they go, if we're going to give you something really special, it's going to be basically just us doing the same shit but with like no power.
Yeah.
It's just always deflating. It's like, or like we're going to do an acoustic version of this song that's never acoustic. That it's all right as a joke here and there, as a little bonus here and there, but for the most part, it's like, no, just play the song, man. So
No, I agree. We kind of doubled up on it. Is that I've gone down the route and I'm picking on them directly. It's probably one of the most disappointing things that have happened in the last couple of years at gigs, and it's the idea of a band going, guys, we got something special for you tonight, something special, and it's like, okay, cool. Is it a new song? And you could say, well, you shouldn't build it up in your head, but like they promised something special, and then it's like, oh no, we're coming back now to do songs we've just done acoustically. What the fuck was that? That really still rankles me to date, man.
Yeah, it's hugely disappointing. So this is a weird one, but this is true, and I've always thought this, and it always annoyed me. I hate it when a main act at a tour, not doesn't work at festivals, but at a tour, doesn't thank the bands that were on before.
That's okay.
Or not necessarily thank, but at least shout out.
Give a shout out to so and so.
Let's hear it for these. Let's hear it for these. It's only a small thing, but it always sticks in my mind. I always look out for it when a band's playing with somebody else as well. Like, will they say anything?
Yeah. Thankfully, it seems to happen more than it doesn't. So there's that. Okay, really nitpicky, and it rarely happens, but it often is when you're watching like a local or small time black metal band in a small venue, and they want to create ambience, so they're doing little ambient things, might be a little smoke here and there, and then some fucker lights incense, and it's disgusting. It stinks. It's a tight venue. You're choking on it. Every time you drink a beer, you get a taste of incense. Fuck off with incense. Burn it in your dressing room, you cunts.
Fine with that.
Yeah.
I guess a nice obvious one. Late start times.
Ooh.
Like, a little bit late is fine. 5-10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I know things happen. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. But when you get like a band due on at 9 o'clock and you're at 20 past 9, 9:30, the PA is repeating the same songs now, and every now and then, because it's got a loop, it stops. And you think like, oh, here they come. Oh no, it started the fucking loop again.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on. You're not hearing anything. It's not like they announce the fact that the band are running a bit late. Guys, be patient. They'll be out like in 20 minutes. That you're just left standing there.
Yeah.
And then, I hate that. It's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I tied into one that's very similar, which is not so much late, although often it is because a band might be late, but mainly when it's big fucking gaps between acts. We have been at gigs where it's been like 30 to 40 minutes between the last support and the main. And we watched the guys wrap up on stage doing the build or whatever 20 minutes before. And every so often, like, you'll be like, all right, it's got to be now. It's got to be now. Oh, it must be 9 o'clock. And then it goes past 9. And you'll see like one scurry across the stage as if he's got to look busy or something.
Little torchlight.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? And to me, what bothers me about that is, if it only takes you 50 minutes to build and you build the stage and all that and get everything ready, yet the support, there's a 30-minute gap between, let the support band play another 10 minutes then. Why can't 20 work? Like, what's the hold up there? And those long waits, man, they can be quite killer at times. You think, oh, what's the problem? You got a beer and all that. But it's like, normally with 10, 50 minutes to go, everyone's packed back in. Getting to the bar is a problem. Might even be wanting to go to the toilet, but you don't want to miss the start. That's the shit that bugs me, man. Just tighter fucking times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the same. That's what I was thinking when I was doing my start time. Is like, it's 5 to 9. I want a beer, but they're coming on at 9, so I'll wait till they start. And then half an hour later, you're still waiting. You're like, okay,
yeah,
should I go? Or should I stay? Okay, so next one, spitting.
Oh, goodness me.
Don't get me wrong. I guess in the moment, it may happen occasionally. Vocalists may need to unload or whatever they need to do, but they can be done discreetly. But I can't even remember the band who it was because it was a support act. But there's one in particular that always sticks in my mind, and the front man like constantly would spit up in the air and then step forward like to let it fall behind him.
Who was
that? I can't remember who it was, but I just remember seeing it and just being like, "This is fucking disgusting, dude. Stop it."
Yeah.
But he did it like it wasn't like a one-off thing. He'd step back and be like in front of the drums, he spit up in the air and then stepped forward, so it was landing behind him. It was all over the stage, and it's fucking gross.
I remember this. God, that was the Underworld, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the Underworld. I just can't remember who it was who was doing it.
Oh, great. Yeah. I mean,
Don't do it.
I've got spitting as well, in the kind of, and it's basically, you're such a badass front man, you're so metal and all that. So not only do you spit, but maybe you'll chuck a beer, maybe you'll spit some beer, maybe you'll be rude, insulting, and mean because I'm mean and I'm metal and all that. And it's like, oh, fuck you, man. These people idolize you. They're out there paying for those tickets and all that. And you may not mean it. You may just be in jest and doing it because you're tough and all that, you know, but it's like, sometimes it can come across as like, calm down, fella. Calm down. What the fuck are you doing, man? Particularly as you said already, fuck you if you're spitting anywhere. Yeah.
Yep, it's gross. What have we got then? Over talking. I love it when a band talk to you a bit. That's great. But it's fucking annoying when they stop for 3-minute speeches after every song to tell you how they feel about the latest election in Indonesia or something like that. You just sometimes at these gigs, you just want the music. You want to flow 3 or 4 songs in a row, just banging. It doesn't have to be play a song, talk to the crowd, play a song, talk to the crowd over and over again. I want to hear you sing, not talk, mate.
Yeah, again, I completely relate, as it's part of my last one, which is basically, it's timed as that. It's basically where your set is non-stop talking, where you just, after every song, have something to say. And often I hate it more when they're doing something and then they'll turn to the bass as a guitarist and it's an in-joke. And well, what the fuck? But worse than that. Now, thankfully, this doesn't happen much to a lot of bands we like, but I have seen it with other bands, like in videos and stuff, and been like, why is that fun? Pulling people up on stage to start taking part in some part of the song or to make jokes or trying to be funny about it. And it's like, oh, cool. So I'm paying to see you make jokes. And a band that jumps to mind is Steel Panther. They do this all the fucking time. And it's like, oh, wow. So that, and it's so much part of their set. It's like, I'm paid for you, not to see you bring up, here's a woman or here's a bloke and we're going to make fun of them or jokes or we're going to let them sing a line and stuff like that. And it's like, no. Yeah.
And my last one is overly extended outros to songs. So, I know the extended outro is the thing we get live, that's the thing. That's okay. I can live with that. But sometimes they can just go on and on, just crunching guitars and cymbals. Just hit the cymbals for 45 minutes. And then we'll all look at each other and go, when are we stopping? I don't know. And the crowd don't know either because the song's ended and we've all cheered, but they've kept going. And now we're cheering again, but then they go again and then they finally stop and we're all cheered out. So we go, oh, cheer again.
Yeah.
I've now cheered for the end of this song 4 fucking times. You have an extended outro, play it out a little bit, have your little big stop, but sometimes they don't have to go on and on and on.
True. We've experienced that a lot, the awkwardness. Is that it?
That is it, I believe.
10 things we hate about live performances. Let us know some of yours in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?